right, welcome to Malvern Books. We are here to celebrate the book launch of Rubén Degollado's debut novel, Crow. We have some other great readers for you tonight. Yeah! I like that. We have some other great readers for you tonight, though, and we're going to start you off with Gerard Robledo. He's from San Antonio and holds an MFA in creative writing from the University of Texas at El Paso. He is one of the first 16 poets to be archived in the San Antonio Poetry Archive at Palo Alto College and is a Macondo Writers Workshop Fellow. He teaches creative writing at San Antonio College and is the associate editor for Voices de la Luna, a quarterly poetry and arts magazine. His translations and poetry have appeared in publications such as the Texas Poetry Calendar and the Texas Observer. Welcome, Gerard.
Thank you. I didn't realize I sent you that bio. It's a pretentious line about me being in the poetry archive and other things.
It's okay. Pretentious. It's all right, man.
Right? We
You're
like to brag about ourselves, I think, especially when we grow up the way we did. Yeah. Yes, my name is Gerard Robledo. I'm going to read you some poetry. Hopefully you will enjoy it. If not, well, I'm having fun. So yeah, my work consists of all kinds of fun stuff, but mostly I write about children or my perspective of stuff. I'm very proud of the fact that in Texas, I'm one of the only men in this state that has custody of his child. My daughter, and I fought very hard for that, and I always talk about it because there are very few of us who ever get the opportunity. So a lot of my work is always revolving around children or my own childhood here in Texas, like in the 80s, and the racism we face and colorism. Growing up, like my grandparents were both from Mexico, but my grandmother had like strawberry blonde hair, and my grandfather was moreno, and he spoke English, and our neighbors would talk to her, and then she'd be like, I was thinking, ¿qué dicen? You know? So my work kind of deals with all that kind of stuff. So I'll start off with this one. The 80s was so much fun, right? There's a whole bunch of fear mongering regarding music and Satan and all that kind of stuff. So this was an experience I had the few times my mom tried to be a mom with us and took us to church, but because she thought we were going to believe in the devil. So this is called When My Mother Unwashed My Brain of Satan. This is me and my brother, I should say. Your hands separated us like a fork into raw chicken, our hands splitting as you shoved him in front of me, a straight line, behind the last teen walking, into the church hall filled with dancing shadows, purples, blues, whites, and reds, the projection of a young toe over a shotgun trigger, the barrel up under that boy's chin. His face was blown completely off. Some might say clean off, but it wasn't clean. Bits of flesh, teeth, and blood splattered on his bathroom ceiling, wall and floor. There, an echoing voice boomed. Here is where Satan lives, twisting in the words of your music. On one of the few Sundays we spent together, you wasted it trying to make us good Christian men. On a Sunday without Eucharist, only the pieces of teenage lives spread across our faces into my memory. To say there was only fear in that sanctuary is to say that water rages in a river. With that same rage, my brother wanted to dam my eyes with his hands. I watched his pupils draw a bead on my falling tears as he raised his palms, as if he could shield me from what you showed us that night. Satan was not in our music, nor was he in that hall, but you were there, clenching my hand. So if someone lets me know how much time we have left, that would be great. If y'all are, right? Like 10 minutes, I don't know.
You've got a minute left, I'll hold it.
Huh? Okay. So this is, I had this sequence of poems. I always write about the immigrant children that were coming across. Oh my God, I thought I turned my phone. And as I said, I watched people treat children back since 2014 like hardened criminals. And it was horrible, and we never talk about, obviously we never talk about all the sides of it. And I started writing about like the journey and wrote this one poem that was a sort of sequence. It's called El Coyote o con su cena, right? And this one I'm going to just read real quick, and it's playing with translation, and it's called Óigame, right? Óigame, hazme caso, listen to me. My voice scraping his ears with a shudder. Listen, do what I say. The ground and my face crunching beneath his boots, teeth embedded into cheeks. Do listen to me. Indian burns across my throat. Do what I tell you. Pay attention. The drifting sun and circling black birds above hang like a mobile over a crib. No, hazme caso. My children's names pour out of my mouth, down my swollen cheek, and into my ear, mixing with their voices and foaming at the edges. No, pay attention to me, before my pockets and bones have been picked white by those vultures. Remember that. Pay me attention. I am worth more than 7,000 crisp, clean dollars American. Obey me before the characters of my name are reduced to numbers in a cabinet. Hacerme caso. Make me a case. Make my case. Could not. Make me pay attention. Hear me, hablando con el coyote, surrounded by heat, thirst, y la muerte. And I think I've got time to read this. This is a sequence, and it's called A National Emergency. And again, it's about watching kids travel from Guatemala to the United States and seeing them die. So the first one's called La Bestia de Niños, and it's in English though. Your 12-year-old palms clench the hot, rusting steel. They are as blood red as the necks, ankles, and faces you left at home. Your calluses, rivaling that of men before you, keep your young flesh from fusing to the metal spine below. On the back of this beast, during the day, you smoke and cuss like American sailors. They too phone home for a soft voice on the other end. But your nights are reserved for empty playlands and dumpster dinners. The metallic playground slide warming your legs, pacifying the longing for someone and something familiar, the seesaw, dividing you two boys, one into the black night, the other plunging down to meet broken bottles and blood, and no one there to soothe your words and say, pobre niño. Back on the train. The late night laughter trails behind, tracing sleeping ears, specters, leaving only footprints behind as proof you were once here and no one noticed. 2. Dos. No es un crimen. A barrage of clicks and murmurs drone beneath the indignant rhetoric of the Border Patrol agent on national television, his Mexican accent. And Saddam Hussein mustache undercut his statement that these people, these children's parents, shouldn't be surprised if their children never make it because they put their lives in the hands of a stranger. Palabras oficial de la migra. The average U.S. Border Patrol agent salary of $77,343 affords him central air in his suburban home, an obese refrigerator and Lipitor, a pair of mirrored Ray-Bans and a vest to protect his brown skin from the bullets following these children from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador to their deaths in a steel shipping container in the desert, a mile from the river. Salvation. Prefieren morir de pie que vivir de rodillas. No! Prefieren vivir seguro con sus familias.
Eso.
3. These people are animals, the president said. before the van speeds away, before your eyes close out the sun, before you feel the silk of your grandmother's voice again in your ears and her hands. On your chest, you hear shouting back at the man coming closer to your vulnerable 9-year-old body. Déjalo! But this man cannot leave you, a child he does not know, alone to die. Dinner for the mountains, to be swallowed whole into the sand like countless children. You will not meet your mother today. You will live with your grandmother in her home, where you still believe angels hover overhead, shielding from the evils of the world.